Hello everyone, here I am again. Just a quick little note. I'll probably make another video later on today. This one's going to be really short. So, where I'm at right now, it's kind of the season's changing over. The days are pretty hot, but the nights are kind of starting to get chilly. Well, in comparison to the days. Like yesterday was like 91 degrees, I think. And then the overnight temperature was like 54. Which, I'm in a kind of a rainforesty kind of area in a way. It's very damp, so when it gets chilly, it seems more cold, and it's really hard on goats to be around. The switch in temperatures, goats get pneumonia really easy. If with a really hot, dry day, followed by like a cold, damp night. And so, last night I'm going to bed, falling asleep, and I'm in a place. My goats are not under a shelter. Not that goats really need a shelter, but yet they're kind of like cats, and they absolutely hate moisture. They hate water. They're better being stored in the desert or on top of a really high altitude mountain, dry climates. And I'm gonna have to end this video even earlier. I thought I got a problem actually. My herd is way over here, and I hear a baby crying over there. Not good. So anyway, make this really short. I'm falling asleep. It's the end of the day last night, and I could tell the temperature's dropping compared to what it had been all day. A pretty hot day, kind of a chilly evening. And I basically, I don't know, I've been through a couple of things lately, or I just was kind of like at a snapping point to a certain degree. Everything's fine if things keep going my way. But if things don't go my way, it's not going to be so fine. And so I almost kind of laid it on our Heavenly Father, like, right now, the straw that breaks the camel's back is if my herd gets dew on their back. No dew on my herd, okay? Like, come on. I was just letting my Heavenly Father know, like, really, no dew. Because they just can't, they don't need it. I don't know that they can take it. And so it really wouldn't have been good for my herd to have a bunch of dew on them this morning. Sure enough, all around them the grass is dry and they're dry. As we start walking away from where they slept, my boots are soaked, the bottom of my pants are soaked, their legs are soaked. There's dew everywhere. But the dew never fell on my herd last night. Pretty awesome. And just kind of, ask, knock, seek. Hey, Father, it was almost a demand. I will have to admit, I didn't really ask. I commanded the dew to not fall on my herd. Like it's a deal breaker, like to our Heavenly Father. You got me doing all this stuff for you, and right now all I'm asking in return is like no dew on these goats here. No dew on them. They're dry. They got to sleep in a nice dry bed. They didn't wake up in a soggy, wet bed. And that's what they really needed, was to stay dry last night, and they did. Even though everywhere I've been, it's soaking wet with dew where they slept last night with no cover over the top of them. They weren't inside of a barn or something. Like, they would prefer to be underneath a cover when the dew falls. And that wasn't possible. And so I asked my Father, no dew on them, please, no dew. All right, let's make that a deal. Come on. I won't be able to take it if I have to deal with a bunch of dew. It was just pretty much like the straw that breaks the camel's back. If I wake up in the morning and I'm soaked in dew, if they're soaked in dew, is really kind of what I'm saying, it ain't gonna be good. and they weren't. And all the grass around them was dry, although all the grass, since we walked away from that spot, is soaking wet. There's dew everywhere. But my herd stayed dry. Just kind of saying it was awesome. Miracle. Of course, you'd have to believe me. You'd have to take my word on it. Love you guys.